FOMO, FOMO, FOMO. Fear of missing out. Like what do we have the fear of missing out on? A lot. A lot. But are they the right things though, right? I think FOMO oftentimes is associated with being something negative. Okay. And for most people it is. You got the fear of missing out on the new Jordans that come. You got the fear of missing out on the Usher tickets. You got the fear of missing out on the vacation because you got to work. Like we got the fear of missing out on the wrong stuff. But what if you had the fear of missing out on the life that you wanted? The life that you truly wanted, not the one that you live by default, but the one that you want to live by design. Like, what if you had the fear of missing out on that? And I thought about this topic because if you can change your perspective, you can change everything in your life. And I hear these topics, I hear FOMO, and everybody just runs the one way with the narrative that is just all a bad thing. But the fear of missing out on the life that I believe God has called me to have, purposed me to have, created me to have, has been in the top probably 2 or 3 factors as to what has put me in position that I am today, owning a multi-million-dollar real estate portfolio, helping people all over the world build the lives that they want through real estate investing, teaching people how to build 6 and 7-figure businesses in 12 months, raise capital, invest remotely. Just things I couldn't have ever imagined for myself growing up in a 800 square foot home on the west side of Detroit to 2 phenomenal blue collar parents, right? Dad was a firefighter for the city of Detroit for 25 years. My mom was a cashier at a grocery store for 25 years. Both retired, did well for where they come from, right? And for me, and I love my parents to death, right? They've always wanted the best for me. Problem is, for most people, depending on where you come from, you have to be careful to chew the meat and spit out the bones. You got to understand that some of the advice is for you, but some of it is not, right? And there's certain things that my parents instilled in me at a young age that are principle, and this is advice that I would take with me the rest of my life. Like, shake a man's hand firm and look him square in the eye, right? Always keep your word, no matter what it costs. Things of that nature that I think as a society, we just failing tremendously in that arena. Like some of this stuff, it's crazy. That's a whole nother conversation. But then there's other advice that I got from my parents, like go to college, get out of college, get a job, and work that job and for 30 years until you can get a pension, which we know that's a thing of the past. But at that point in time, it wasn't. And I got to be honest with y'all. I just always knew that life wasn't for me. I knew that it may be a part of my journey, but I knew that it would not be the journey. And from the age of 12 years old, where I always had an affinity for my own money. Like, I could do stuff, my parents would give me money, good report cards, and we never really got money for chores around the house. It was just stuff that was more principle, right? Like, your man can clean, okay? Like, now I don't have time to do it no more, but it's actually one of the few things in life that I enjoy doing next to grocery shopping. I like grocery shop. You know what it is? Much of what I do in life doesn't have instant gratification, investing in real estate, other business ventures, endeavors. So those things are things that give me instant gratification. I go to the grocery store, I get what I want, I cash out, I got what I wanted. I clean up the house. That area which was not ideal is now ideal after I put some elbow grease into it. Now we got cleaning company, all that, right? But the point is, like, I know people that lack even not only the interest, but the discipline to actually go and clean and wash dishes and clean toilets and vacuum and Watch like my parent, like I learned all of that and I'm grateful for it, right? Although I don't do it, I'm grateful for it and I know how to do it. But then there's other things where, like I said, when I was 12 years old, I always had an affinity for my own money. So my first job was to sweep up here in a barber shop. I was making $25 a week. This was in like 1995, right? Or six, somewhere in there. I'm always bad with history, so forgive me, even my own. But I was there and it happened, and it was around one of them years. And I just thought that was the best thing, not just because of the $25 a week that I was earning, but because of all the game I was soaking up in the barbershop. For me, that was part of the catalyst to help make me more aware of things in life that I just wasn't privy to at the house. Because my parents, you know, lived a straight laced life. Like they went to work, they took care of their family. It was right. So I learned a lot that made me way more well-rounded and cultured and developed skills in that place that I use today. Okay. Now, it's two sides to every coin. Now, my affinity for money and not knowing how to make the money that I aspired to, but just knew that it wasn't from the direction my parents went, led me to the streets, right? Because the people that I saw close to me in my proximity that was making that kind of money were people in the streets that was hustling. And so I emulated that lifestyle, found myself in some trouble in my late teens. By God's grace, got on the other side of it. But taking chances nonetheless is my point, right? The fear of missing out on the life that I aspired to have for myself and that I believe God said I could have. I started taking chances. I started taking risks, right? And albeit the wrong risks, but by the time that I was presented the right type of risk, I was taking them, right? Since 22 years old, I've been investing in real estate. Albeit I did go to college, I did go work for corporate America, I always invested in real estate or had something else going on in conjunction outside of work. Okay. Because of FOMO, because of the fear of missing out on the life that I really believe that I can have and have designed in my imagination, and God has affirmed throughout this process that I can have. And I think that if more people had the fear of missing out on the life they really wanted, then the things that they say yes and no to would completely change in an instant. Like today, you would start making different decisions. You would start saying yes to things that actually fed the narrative of your future, and you would say no to everything that did not. And if you look at that right now, I'm sure that what you say you want out of life and the things that you actually say yes to and still commit to are very inconsistent with where they need to be in order to get you there. For instance, you say you want to be an investor, but you don't make enough money. Is it that you don't make enough money? Is it that your bills are too much? Is it that you don't make enough money or you don't know how to budget? Is it that you don't make enough money or you don't know how to reduce your lifestyle creep in order to have more margin? Is it that you don't make enough money where every time you get a bonus at work, you're thinking about the next vacation you're going on or the next car you're going to buy? Like what really is it? And I don't know that answer for you. I know that I just rattled off some of my impediments when I was in corporate America, and I had to figure those things out for me and my family. And as Dave Ramsey would say, you got to live like nobody else in order to live like nobody else. And so there's going to be seasons and periods in your life that if you truly have the fear of missing out on the life you really want, that you're going to have to start doing things that are unpopular based on the circle and the environments that you frequent. Then and only then you start to understand that, wow, I've been going along to get along. I've been one of the bunch. And so I want to encourage everybody. I'm just telling you that this, again, is probably one of the top 3 drivers that continues to perpetuate me in a place that I want to go in life. That if you want to have the fear of missing out on anything, it ain't the party that look lit on social media. It's not the discount that you're going to get if you go buy this thing by said date. It's not any of that. It's not any of that. It's not, I got 2 of these left, if you could come get it before. It's not that. I know we think that, but we actually do all those things to distract us from the very thing that we truly want. We just don't know quite how to get it. And I'm going to tell you, when you start taking risk in that direction, when you start putting energy in that direction, you start having faith in that direction, you start praying to God in that direction, oh, it'll all start coming together for you. You like, really, B? Oh, yeah, really. Like I've been doing it my whole life. Like I know the anatomy of what that looks like. And so anyway, I think fear can be a healthy thing when used in the right places. And I just always want to give you all a better perspective, or a different one at least, that could serve you better than maybe those of which social media and society has been. And so anyway, if this video helped you, blessed you, please share it with a friend, a loved one, somebody you care for, and hit the subscribe button, right? I want to keep bringing you guys this content, and leave me a comment below. I love to meet you guys and find out what kind of impact this is having. So like, share, subscribe, comment below. I will see y'all in the next video.